flies.
Fantastic.
When little things annoyed me, when little things were few, and one fly in the ointment would make me fret and stew. But now my life has taught me these little joys to prize, and I'm so glad to find some honey in my little jar of flies. And so thank you to all the viewers for their patience. I do, I'm not in charge of all of these things.
Me either.
And nor are you. And I think you did a great job of the lesson to be taught, and I think that that's where we're all at right now. We are going through some major earth changes, and who knows what kinds of things we're going to face. And, one of the biggest lessons that any kind of tragedy, and, we've just gone through 9/11, and every one of those people who survived that and who are grieving and who are, hurting again now, one of their biggest lessons, I dare say, is that they have come to recognize how little control they really have in life.
Yes, absolutely. So we still have a few more minutes. Do you want to go over a few minutes since we lost some time?
I'm very happy to do that if you can do that.
Okay, absolutely. I can go over a few more minutes. So what I'd love to talk about by completing our show is how much confusion there is out there in the world right now. And there has been confusion. See, I'm very much committed to clarity of my own purpose and the clarity of who I am. And that's one of the reasons I have that signature question in the beginning of every one of my shows, like who you are. Like, really?
That's right.
So, yeah, and a lot of people, it really catches them in a funny way, because people usually don't think about like who they are really, because people identify themselves by their name, what they do, what their role is in society, and I'd like to take all that away and just really ask the question, so who are you really? If we take all that away, that you are a husband, a wife, a brother, a sister, all this stuff, who's left?
Well, it's a very important question for everybody to ponder, because it often happens that when you go through a major loss, all those things are taken away. So even considering, something like retirement, many people think, oh, this is wonderful, I'm going to retire, this is great. But when you look at all that has been taken away, job, status, financial, often social, many, many things, and if they've only described themselves by what I do and my professional title, like I have seen so much of that in my years of practice, and you can have all the degrees in the world, and you can have all the social contacts, but that can be all taken away in a day, in an hour,
Absolutely.
In a minute.
Thank you for bringing it up. So it's really easy for any of us to smile and have a good time when everything is working. But when we really find out who we are really made of is when nothing works. Can you still smile?
Well, I'd like to share a little story of a great lesson I was taught around that, and I really do believe that the universe gives us lessons when we need to have them. And so I was working at the Women's Federal Prison, and I was teaching the women a lot about self-love and trying to help them discover what that was. And so some of the team leaders, some of the staff wanted me to give a talk on self-love, and how do you explain that to women who've never felt that? And so I was driving to the prison, and this little red sports car kept cut me off 2 or 3 times, and then I got